Hello everyone, I'm Tharuki Perera. This effort to present my individual reflection on Fitness Studio subscription project that I have actively participated to the project to make it successful. So this is the content that I'm going to cover through the presentation. So initially I'll give a introduction for the project, and then what are the identified problems and what are the proposed solutions for the project. And then I'll justify my contribution as per allocated hours and as per skill set. And then what are the largest contributions that I did for the project, and the unique thing I did and I learned, and what things I like most in the master project subject and what I liked least in the master project subject. So let's have a look on the project introduction. So our client is Donna Sapiria. She's a fitness studio owner, and the fitness studio opens 7 days a week, and it's offer weekdays classes and weekend classes, weekdays evening hours and weekend morning hours. So this fitness studio consists of one building with 3 rooms. So each room conducts 3 sessions per day, so 9 classes per day. So, fitness studio offers 10 programs like yoga, Pilates, salsa, high intensity workouts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, gymnastic, bar, meditation, Zumba, and aerobics. So each program have 3 levels: intermediate, beginner, and advanced level. And programs offer for adults, kids, and older adults. And these are the problems that we identified in the project. So the studio already had manual booking system, which is really inefficient because each member had to fill a paper document or have to make a phone call to make a booking or cancel the booking. So it is really inefficient and ineffective and high time consuming. So for as well as the management face very much difficulties by managing the attendance or the cancellations of the fitness studio. And also the management didn't have proper idea about the business data. So they didn't have a proper platform or database to make decisions for the future growth of the business. So these are the proposed solutions. The first thing, establishing an online class subscription system, which help members to book their classes online and cancel them online. And the second one is building SQL database with 3-year dummy data, with including relevant tables like member table, class table, program, instructor, booking, subscription, and payment. And this last one, creating a user-friendly business intelligent dashboard for the management to make decisions for the growth for the business growth. Now I'm going to discuss the justification of my contribution to the project as per allocated hours. So in since we had 3 sprints for the entire project. So in sprint 1, we started on 14th and ended on 28th August 2021. And I allocated 80 hours. And actually in the project, my main role is a dashboard designer, but I had multiple roles: researcher, data modeler, data analyst, and dashboard designer. And in sprint 2, it started on 30th August and finished by 18th September. I allocated 180 hours and I held multiple roles even in that sprint: researcher, database administrator, data analyst, and dashboard designer. And sprint 3, which started on 19th September and ended by 9th October, I allocated 120 hours for that sprint and I held multiple roles: database administrator, data analyst, and dashboard designer. So let's justify the contribution for the project as per the skill set. So different skills were used during the project, but among those skills, I highlighted on a few, like data modeling skill, database development skills, data analytics, dashboard designing skills, communication skills, project management, and academic writing skill. So each skill will be discussed in next slides. So the first one is data modeling skill. So this diagram, this image shows the data model that we developed for our project. So when designing this model, I helped to identify the entities, attributes, and when setting the relationship, and as well as identify the primary key of the entity and the foreign key. So So since we used those skills in a proper manner, we would able to finalize with very uh, accurate data model, as well as we had prior skills on developing data models. So those skills were used when developing the data model. And the next one is database development skills. So after done with the data model, we have to create a database. We have to develop a database in SQL Server Management Studio. So since I had prior knowledge on database and developing database and how to import data to the database, so we could able to create a new database in SQL Server Management and create respective tables in the database and import data into the database. And then data analytics skills were used when we are using formulas, calculation, and text queries for the for some to get final results. So data analytics skills were used, and dashboard designing skills. So I can remember in the last semester we had real-time analytics subject. In that subject we used a Lumira discovery analytic tool, so as well as predictive analytics tools. So those tools interface really similar to the Power BI interface. So that skill, that knowledge we used when designing the dashboard to make it more attractive. So that is so then next, the project management skill and academic writing skills and communication skill. The project management skill was used during the entire project because the project was going under agile methodology. So we have to be very adaptive, flexible, and very responsive, because as well as we have to always make sure that team collaboration, because that is the key to make a project successful. And the academic writing skill was used when preparing formal documentations, and the communication skill was used during the communication, like among the team, and sometimes when we communicate with the client. I used communication skill. So let's see what are the largest contributions to the project. So I supported for the project by doing a very comprehensive literature review, and I developed some user stories. So I have done academic research, academic literature review. So based on that, I could able to get an idea when developing a user stories, like which factors that we need to consider regarding the fitness studio, and I could able to find related literature for that, as well as when finalizing with the tools, which tools that we are going to use for the database development and which tools that we use for the dashboard designing. So when finalizing with the SQL Server Management Studio and when finalizing with Power BI, so those research findings were really helpful. This is the summary of the literature review that I have done for the project, and I included into our final project report. As well as I developed some user stories for the project, like as the fitness studio manager, I want to see the occupation of members. So I can see which occupation member have highest participation and what are their needs. As the fitness studio manager, I want to know the marital status of the member, so I can plan different programs and membership options according to their preference. And the fitness studio, as a fitness studio manager, I want to see the loyal members based on their membership duration and highest booking, so that I can provide additional benefit to the improve the customer satisfaction. So these three are for the sprint 1 dashboard. And then as the fitness studio manager, I want to monitor the information about total number of classes, most popular classes and least popular classes. Then I can arrange additional classes which are the demand to increase the revenue. And as a fitness studio manager, I want to see the details regarding total number of instructors, which instructors are providing maximum classes, so I can provide benefit to those instructors. As the fitness studio manager, I want to know the details regarding most popular instructor, so I can provide more sessions to those instructors. These three are these three user stories for the sprint 2 dashboard. And the last two for the Sprint 3 dashboard. As a fitness studio manager, I want to be forecasted sales by year, quarter, month, and day, so I can see which plan to finance for the future and implement more programs. And last one, as a fitness studio manager, I want to build sales as per the subscription type, so I can see which subscription plan is giving more revenue to the business. So those are the user stories I developed for the project. Then I contributed to the project by developing data model. So in here, you can see the 8 entities that we identified for our project: fit instructor, room, subscription, member, fitness class, program level, and booking. So each entity had their primary key as well as the foreign key, and we have identified relevant attributes for each entity, and we have set the relationship as according to the scenario. So this is the data model that we developed, and we used Irvine data modeling to design this data model. And then I contributed to the project by developing class subscription database in SQL Server Management Studio, as well as develop some visualizations in Power BI. This is SQL Server Management Studio. So first I have to connect the server with SQL Server Management Studio, and then I have to create the database in here. So I have already created the class subscription database. So if you want to create a new database, what you have to do is just give a command of new database. So once I done created the database, I have created tables for the database. So I have included all the entities, 8 entities as tables, and I have already imported data to this SQL Server Management Studio. So this one is connect next. Then after importing all the data, we connected this with Power BI to create visualizations. Then I contributed to the project by developing some visualizations. So before showing the visualization, I will show that I have already connected SQL Server Management Studio with the Power BI. So let's go to the transform data, and then just click one table and check for the source. So in here, it clearly shows that this source is from the class subscription database in SQL Server Management Studio. Let's see some visualizations I did in demography dashboard. So I did a diagram for to count the membership duration and filtered it to top 3. So this is the diagram I designed, and initially we didn't have any separate column for the membership duration. So I created a separate column to calculate the membership duration because we had only the joining date. So then I calculated membership duration based on that, and then use the bubble chart to take the membership and filter it to top 3. And I have used a drill up, drill down option. Then it shows some, if you want to get the member ID, you can take the member ID, or you can take the name. So then I created the loyal members diagram. So who are the loyal members of the fitness studio? So for that, I consider the count of booking and the membership duration. So because if you consider on the membership duration, that would not be enough, because there can be some members who have long-term membership with the fitness studio, but who didn't put much bookings with the fitness studio, with the classes. So that's not what management want. Management want the members who have long-term membership as well as put higher number of bookings. So I used line scattered bar chart to show the result. So use the drill up, drill down option even in this chart. So it shows the member ID as well as the name of the member. Other than that, I have set the page navigations of this demography dashboard. In sales dashboard, I've discussed two diagrams I designed for the two user stories. So for the forecasted sales, so I've used a line chart to show the forecasted sales. So it shows from 2018 to 2021 the normal sales, and then from the red line, it shows the forecasted sales from 2021 to 2023. And then the sales by subscription type, like which subscription mode that members more prefer. So for that, I've used infographic diagram type. So the infographic diagrams type is the most attractive, one of the most attractive diagram types in Power BI, because we can use different images as according to our preference, and we can use the color, and we can change the color. And if you want, you can use two different images for these two piles. Unique things I did in the project is using the Irving data modeling tool is one of the unique things that we entire our team used Irving data modeling tool to design the data model, because it is a free and user-friendly data model. So none of the other teams have used that data model, but only us use that data model. It's very user-friendly, and it's provide all the guidance to do the data modeling and everything. And we used more earthy and suitable theme colors for the dashboard. Actually, the dashboard that we have created, all the 5 dashboards that we created are our self-made dashboards. They are not ready-made or the something that we download from the internet. So the dashboards are very unique because they are our own templates. And then use different and suitable charts for the dashboards, not limited to the traditional bar charts, pie charts. We used an animation bar chart rays, donut charts like drill down, drill up donut charts, and line and column scattered chart. So many type, and infographics especially. We used different type of diagrams to make our dashboard more unique. And sometimes we met with some technical issues, especially in SQL Server Management Studio. I can remember when I tried to create the class subscription database, it shows that you don't have access, you are not allowed to create the class subscription database because of the duplication error. That means already there's a database called class subscription. So I have to uninstall or delete the class subscription or all class subscription database and create a new database. And then we used DAX queries in several situations, like when calculating the age group and when calculating the net profit, we use DAX queries. So these are the unique things I did during the project. And the unique things I learned, the client is the final customer. So whatever we created, that is for the final, for the client. So everything should satisfy the client. No matter how much we effort given for the product, if it's not satisfy the client. That is one thing I learned. And sometimes using different type of charts make client or the customer satisfied. So I can remember by using drill down donut charts, Donna was very happy because it shows a lot of details about the cancellations of the bookings. And sometimes the same results can be get from the alternative methods. Like I can remember we use DAX queries. DAX queries to get the age group of the members. And the Power BI has also another option to get the age group, and they already available in the Power BI. And the time management is very, very important because we worked in the agile methodology, agile approach. So working on time, working to the deadline is very, very critical. Agile methodology project approach is the future. So the people, they are not stick into the traditional waterfall method anymore. So they are moving with the new approach, which is very adaptive and very flexible. Uh, so those are the unique things that I learned from the project. What I liked most in master project coursework, like the very first thing is when starting the project, the major project, I have very less confident about myself. I was very nervous. Like uh, I had I had question in myself, like, can I do this? But now I have very confident. Like I have confidence, like I can take over a project from A to Z. So this project build a very strong confidence in myself, and as well as enhance my knowledge. And the project supervisor's client support is very high. Deepa and Donna's support is really high. Um, uh, uh, so sometimes the client, the donor, if she has any knowledge, anything to share, she didn't say a thing twice, definitely share with us. And she's very understanding and very flexible. And subject knowledge of the supervisor is really appreciated. Uh, Deepa's knowledge is really supportive, and it's, I don't know, it's like sometimes we can get that she's very knowledgeable about things because of the questions that she asks. Those are very tricky questions. So that kind of supervision that we need for the students. And weekly stand-up meetings and client meetings, they provide great support. Like anyway, we have to get ready for the weekly stand-up meet every week. So we do whatever we have. We definitely we get ready and wait for the stand-up meeting. So what I like least in mass project coursework, only two things that I want to mention. That if I personally feel like it would be better if we can go and work with industry people. So I think it's good be a better exposure for us rather than limiting to the academic lecturers. So at least if we can get a chance to have a meeting or have a workshop with industry people regarding how they do the project work, that would be great. So we didn't get a chance like that. And I would prefer face-to-face workshop rather than online workshop, because sometimes uh, uh, there are some issues, because sometimes we can't see the lecturer or the tutor, so sometimes there can be distractions. So I personally prefer on a face-to-face workshop. Those are the things that I like least. Other than that, everything really good, and I'll have highly appreciate, and thank you very much.